Life doesn't send you a warning before it hits you. It just flips the table. It knocks the wind out of you and it dares you to figure it out while you're still on the ground. And if you're watching this right now, chances are something feels heavy. Something isn't working. Something hurts or something just doesn't make sense anymore. And here's the truth nobody tells you clearly enough: hard seasons are not a sign that you're failing, they're a sign that you're being forced to grow in ways comfort never could. Because comfort lies to you. It tells you you're doing enough and that you can stay the same. That nothing needs to change. But the pressure exposes everything. Your habits, your discipline, your mindset, your weakness. And that exposure is painful. But it's also the exact moment where transformation becomes possible. And most people miss it because they're too focused on escaping the discomfort instead of learning from it. They distract themselves, they numb themselves, they quit too early, or convince themselves that this moment defines their future. You know, when in reality, it's just a phase shaping it. And the people who come out stronger are not the ones who avoid the hard times. They're the ones who learn how to think differently inside them. Because when life gets hard, your mind becomes your most important asset of your biggest enemy. And if you don't control it, it will spiral fast. It will tell you you're stuck, you're behind, you're not good enough. It will replay your failures on a loop and ignore your potential completely. So the first thing you have to understand is that your thoughts are not facts, they are reactions. And reaction, they can be trained. Because if you can shift how you interpret what's happening, you change how you respond to it. And that changes everything because the situation might not immediately improve, but your ability to handle it will. And that's what gives you power again. And power is what you need when everything feels like it's slipping. Because when life gets hard, it's not about making huge moves. It's about refusing to collapse. It's about doing small things consistently when you don't feel like it. Getting up when your brain is telling you to stay down. Showing up when motivation is gone. Because discipline is not built when things are easy. It's built when everything in you wants to quit and you don't. And that's the part people underestimate. They think that success is about big moments. And it's actually about what you do in the quiet, painful, frustrating moments that nobody sees. And those moments, they stack, they build resilience, they create momentum, and eventually they change your situation, but not overnight. And that's another truth you need to accept. This is not a quick fix, this is no instant turnaround. There's no single video or idea that suddenly solves everything, but there is a way through. And it starts with taking responsibility, not blame, not but responsibility, because blaming your circumstances keep you stuck. It puts all the power outside of you. But taking the responsibility, even unfair situations, gives you control again. It forces you to ask the better questions like, what can I do next? What's one step forward? What can I improve today? And those questions, they lead to action. And action is the only thing that breaks stagnation. Because thinking alone won't get you out. Overanalyzing won't get you out at all. Waiting for the perfect moment won't get you out. Movement will, even if it's messy, even if it's slow, even if it feels pointless at first, because progress rarely feels good in the beginning. It feels awkward, uncertain, and frustrating. But that doesn't mean it's not working. It just means you're in the middle of it. And being in the middle is uncomfortable because you can't see the outcome yet. But that's where most people quit right before things start to shift. And if you can push through that phase, if you can stay consistent long enough, you separate yourself instantly. Because most people won't. They'll fall back into that what's easy. They'll settle. They'll tell themselves a story that justifies giving up. And you can't afford to do that. Not if you actually want your life to change, because the version of you that gets through this is not the same version of you that walked into it. You don't go through hard times to stay the same. You either break or you build. And that's the choices happening in the small decisions you make every day. What you focus on, what you tolerate, what do when nobody is watching, what do you do? It's not about being perfect, it's about being intentional. Because perfection will paralyze you, but intention moves you forward, and forward is all you need. even if it's 1% at a time, because those small gains, they compound, they build confidence. And confidence is not something you magically feel, it's something you earn by keeping promises to yourself, especially when it's hard. And right now, that matters more than anything, because when life feels unstable, you need something solid to rely on. And that something has to be you, your habits, your standards, your ability to keep going regardless of how you feel. Because the feelings are temporary. They change constantly, but your actions, they create results. And if you can act in alignment with where you want to go instead of how you feel in the moment, you start taking control again. And that's how you rebuild momentum. And momentum is powerful because once it starts, it makes everything easier. But starting in the hardest part, especially when you're drained, when you're overwhelmed, when you're doubting everything. But that's exactly when it matters the most. Because that's when most people stop. And if you don't, if you keep moving, even when it's uncomfortable, you gain an edge that compounds over time. And eventually, things begin to shift, not all at once, but gradually. And you notice you're handling things better, thinking clearer, reacting differently. And that's the growth, even if your external situation hasn't fully caught up yet. And that's another key point. Don't measure your progress only by external results. Measure it by who you're becoming, because that's what's actually determines your future. Your mindset, your discipline, your resilience. Those are the things that create long-term changes, and they're built in moments like this, not when everything is going wrong, but when it's not. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this trying to teach me? Because every situation carries something valuable. Even if it's not obvious at first, maybe it's teaching you patience. Maybe it's forcing you to level up your skills. Maybe it's showing you what's not working so you can change the direction. But if you're too focused on resisting it, you miss the lessons completely. And then you stay stuck longer than you need to. And nobody wants that. So shift your focus not to ignore the difficulty, but to use it to extract something from it, because that's how you turn pain into progress and progress into results and results into a different life. That's the goal, not just getting through the moment, but becoming someone stronger because of it. Someone more capable, more disciplined, more focused, and that version of you is built right now in the decision you make today. So don't wait for the motivation. Don't wait for everything to feel right. If it just won't. Take the action anyway. Start small, stay consistent, and trust the progress or the process, even when you can't see the full picture yet. Because the truth is, you don't need everything figured out. You don't. You just need to keep going. And as long as you do that, as long as you refuse to quit on yourself, this is the moment that will pass. And when it does, you won't just be relieved. You'll be stronger, sharper, and more prepared for whatever comes next. And that's something no easy path could ever give you. Thanks for watching today. If you found value in today's video, please subscribe. We're looking to grow this channel, and without you, we can't do it. Also, check out this video to the right. It could also help you on your mental health journey. Take care, and comment down below. Need somebody to talk to? I've been there, and I'm here for you. Take care.